Hi, hello, my name is Gomer Joseph, the creator of the animated multi-generational family drama In Times Like These. In today's video, I'd like to introduce you to the Russo family. Starting with the patriarch of the family, Lorenzo Russo. Lorenzo is the son of Italian immigrants who founded the family company, Russo Jewelry. Growing up, Lorenzo was pressured by his father to keep the company going strong. His father's ruthlessness and ambition was passed on to him. In turn, Lorenzo passed that on to his children. Though he was not as harsh as his father, the sort of grooming caused his children to go against one another, seeing who will become the next head of the family. The sad part is that he doesn't see that he has continued this generational curse. Though he does love his family, Lorenzo's drive for success makes it hard for that love to be known. Like his father, Lorenzo does not tolerate disappointment. His wife Clarice came to the States from Italy as a little girl. Growing up Roman Catholic, religion and tradition is extremely important to her. Her union with Lorenzo was pretty much arranged, but Clarice did in fact fall for his charm back in the day, since he genuinely did treat her like a princess. They eventually married, had their family, and Clarice vowed to do whatever it took to make sure the family they built together would never be destroyed. When people meet Clarice, she seems to be a very kind old lady, but crossing her is a mistake because she is more ruthless than she shows herself to be. Because of how important family is to her, Clarice can get overprotective and will get anxious when things seem to fall apart. Gianni is Lorenzo and Clarice's eldest son. He was expected to be the protector of his younger siblings, causing him to grow up and make sure to keep his entire family in line. Because of this trait, it can cause people to see Gianni as a pain. When he's focused on his own needs and his own issues, he fails to see the needs of those around him, making him a bit of an attention seeker. Gianni is the sort of man who loves hard, but if he feels betrayed, he will make sure to hurt those much worse than they hurt him. Isidore is Gianni's younger brother, who always has the desire to be seen by everyone in the room he enters. Not feeling good enough, it influenced Isidore to grow up to become cunning and ruthless. He doesn't tolerate disappointment, but will find a way to use the disappointment he sees in others to his advantage. Whenever Isidore has his faults, he refuses to acknowledge them, making it difficult for him to receive advice or correction. Since love wasn't something Isidore was lucky with, his only focus is the family company, Russo Jewelry. Back to Isidore's older brother Gianni. Gianni married a driven woman named Heidi. Marrying into the Russo family, she did her best to make sure that her in-laws felt like she belonged. No matter how much she accomplishes in life, it takes a lot for Heidi to feel satisfied. Unlike her mother-in-law Clarice, Heidi has a greater desire for success, which at times seems to be greater than her role as a wife and mother. Despite that, she desires the love and respect of her husband and their children. She's not the sort of woman who lets anyone roll over her. Heidi and Gianni have a son named Ben, who at a young age experienced something traumatic. Growing up, it was like he was a problem child. When he became an adult, Ben had no desire to work for the family business. Since it seems like he's been fighting with his family all of his life, Ben pushes back whenever he feels attacked. Even though he seems to be cold towards his family, he's very protective of his younger brother. Because of the trauma that he's experienced in his life, it keeps him from getting close to people. Honesty is extremely important to Ben since he knows his family to be full of deceivers. Ben's younger brother Max wanted to make sure to have a great relationship with his family. The very thought of being seen as a disappointment frightens him. No matter how much it pains him, Max will make sure that his parents are happy with him, whether it be getting good grades, getting into an activity they ask for, or having the right reputation. Because his father wants him to take over Russo Jewelry someday, it has put him at odds with his cousin Alan. Making sure that his family is pleased had turned Max into a people pleaser. His eagerness to make his family proud encourages Max to be resilient. Max and Ben's cousin Alan is the only child of Essidor. Growing up as Essidor's son, Alan was brought up with tough love. That didn't stop him from growing up spoiled by Alan and even his grandparents. Since he did grow up spoiled, Alan feels like the world revolves around him and he expects to get everything he wants. The thing about Alan is that you don't want to be around when he doesn't get what he wants. He is still his father's son, so he has learned to be cunning and deceitful, especially when he's competing with Max to take over the family business. Yet he has a lot to learn, but he feels like he knows it all. Whenever he finds himself in a mess, he struggles to get himself out of it. That's all I can share about the Russo family. Join me soon as I discuss the other families in this series until we reach the premiere date of In Times Like These, which will be on September 4th. You're not ready for what's to come, but tune in anyways.